It was only after I grew up that I realized. The Wall of Samia, Sumeru is we're cheap labor. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. Even though I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Dia.
No. Besides, we're here.
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. We don't want anyone. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Just our luck. None of them are here today.
You mean, you don't see anyone you know?
Dia, is that you? What a coincidence. You're here for...
Zak?
Oh, and who do you have with you here? Guests from another land? Hello, hello. I'm Zaki.
We've had... Anyway, as far as my...
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you seen Engur Delavar?
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all...
I've got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar and his friends might be...
Ah, how thoughtful of you. Then I assume you also know that Delavar's been having a hard time making ends meet these days. So, you...
Hey, keep it down. Let's just say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be made, why not do it together? Besides, Delavar and his...
Yes, how considerate of you. Delavar's my friend too, so...
Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.
Are we there yet?
Yep.
This place is practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Why don't you take a guess? Go on.
Oh no! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
Come on, Dia. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people...
So, you've been watching us?
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind.
And you left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are?
So you and Delavar...
Dia, I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds, but you got one thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert
If that's the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss us.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Engur. You're here too, huh?
Long time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers of King Deshrath despise.
Dia, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Dashrath is greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know.
Yeah, gee, what a missed opportunity. Adopting radical views and kidnapping innocent scholars, all because of some baseless rumors.
See? There you have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds. Mora,
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made.
Enough talking! Get him!
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Following order. One with nature.
Let's roll! Who wants some of this? Need.
Power that ended Paishan!
Terminate!
Wind strike.
Impossible!
So, what do you think about your meticulous network now, Zak? I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? And of course you would believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary. But even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real. That so-called Flame Mane is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain. That's what you thought.
Ugh. You lied in the village.
And you were stupid enough to fall for it. I figured as much the first time we drank together. You all thought you were... Okay.
Whoa! So you've been planning this since we were in...
No task can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple
Oh! But instead of catching them...
Those two who were snooping around were just a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient.
Oh! You mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, Scarborough...
That's just a bunch of drunk talk. Edgar and Delavar like to talk themselves up when they're drinking. Alcohol has a way of making...
What about...
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down. That's what you wanted to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa...
Wait! So...
No, he isn't. I just needed to tack on a random villager name to make the eavesdropper think that I was making some wild guesses based...
Wow!
Ah, you're too kind. It was straight from the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So...
Hmm?
About how Mercy...
Does that bother you? What makes you so sure?
Dia? Do you dislike the Dendro
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon. I've heard a lot of nice Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. I've begun to read, but I see through it all.
Dia...
Anyway. This should be all of them.
All right.
Candace?
Candace will be okay. She's been guarding Aaru village for quite...
While I'm questioned,
I'll meet you back here tomorrow morning, traveler. As for these...
Hey, Dia!
Right on time.
Paimon's been...
We've known each other for some...
Oh, Paimon...
Yep. Us mercs on the other...
Well, Paimon...
Really?
Oh, Cyno's...
yes.
I was here yesterday to help out a little.
To help out? By doing what?
Sharing some
Oh!
Right.
Come on in, everyone. Come on, let's go inside.
Candace, where? Whoa, you look furious.
Do I? Oh, there's no mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corner.
Perhaps I need to work on my Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry.
Yes.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Well, looks like Sino taught her well.
You fear death. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the Village Keepers. They are vital members of our community. And you come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones toward—
Mercy!
You've made your—
We may all— The people of Aaru village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring. A war would only cause us to lose all that we have. And that is not—
We understand. I'll tell you everything I know.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. Some mystery man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshrath's resurrection. They give their lives, and we—
They're called Village Keepers. Slip up again.
Yes, so it was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshrath's resurrection, and talked us into helping him. In return, he said,
That's one.
Huh?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then,
Wait, I'm telling the truth. He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta believe me, please. I'm telling the truth.
that was indeed the truth. Traveler, go on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beat. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face.
I believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu.
Smooth.
Okay.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are— It strikes me now that this secretive character—
Which means it's highly likely that the academia was purposely spreading a false rumor to trick the radicals into delivering the village keeper. They were the ones who brought them here to begin with. Now they're trying to take them back?
Not the academia again.
Just as I thought, but what could they want with the village?
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia. A change in their plans likely means they found another way to— Regardless, our top priority now is—
You're right. Isak is still waiting for—
Time to go. Let's leave the village.
Yes.
You got it.
All right.
Let's meet back.
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and...
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here. Hey, what's with this?
You never think that...
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname! There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly... Anyway, you plan to leave Aaru village.
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might... Enough with the silent treatment!
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with...
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aaru village. Bold of you to question.
Yeah, you...
While you were investigating, I had...
Really?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have... Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important...
Huh? Right here?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But, before...
What does that mean?
How do you think the residents of Aaru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
You mean...
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, remember what Candace said? Most people in Aaru village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you with... Glad you're following. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In fact, she's been observing your every move, the reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce...
Those eyes.
Don't change this.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's...
Right. You were at...
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshrath fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radical's neck.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed...
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that...
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them, even though they act a little strange.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aaru village at night. In other words, the young man... By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so weird...
I'll pass on that. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay...
We're on it!
Miss Shawnee.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but...
Huh? What do you mean?
Go ahead and talk to her. Go on. Earn her...
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler? Hi, Traveler. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshrath can truly change Sumeru for the better? Why's that? That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to... Before, I wouldn't even... Traveler, do you believe our lives...
Yeah! But even... We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them!
My apologies for posing my...
Alhaitham told us...
The fact is that I'm... Only one side of my family is desert folk. I don't really fit in anywhere. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while...
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who...
Yeah. Some people... Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or... And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare...
You can tell them.
All right. I'll tell you, I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes... Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely... It used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does...
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a... But Because we're in the middle of a desert, you would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an...
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah!
Time to go. Time to go.
Sounds good to me.
Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud.
Where have you been hiding?
Is this the place? It's in terrible shape, and there's sand everywhere.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Monsters, watch out!
One with nature. Clouds high. The birds call.
It's showtime! Let's roll! Bam! Who wants some of this? Let's roll!
To ashes!
Spring forth!
Wind strike. As one with wind and cloud.
Attaboy! It's showtime! Let's roll!
serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one. Let's go in and take... Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then, I'm taking a break.
And just like that, he said, "What are you reading?
Okay, sure.
Huh? The natural position.
So...
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya! How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this. Hey, and anyway, it's not Paimon's fault. Paimon's getting so sleepy. Huh? What was that sound?
There it is. It's coming from that direction.
Is the sound coming from here? Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
It's from below.
But there's the...
Something is off about the interior here. As I thought.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital. Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms.
Let's... You want some of this?
To the wind. Propagate. Germinate.
Hey, I wasn't... Scatter!
Clouds high. The birds call.
Attaboy! Oh, you're coming through!
Power the ended Archon!
Scatter!
Look! There's someone over there! Good idea. Let's
Wait. You're...
He can't speak, and his eyes are on. Also, what?
Didn't expect to see...
You know
He's Razak, a senior of mine at...
he's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holds up in a.
No. And Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained... Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. There are drag marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of... The symptoms are identical.
Huh?
Allow me to jog your memory. Recall... Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Oh! Now.
Correct. The Academia... It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale.
First, the Academia spread a false rumor of
These rumors were all the persuasion that the rat...
as well as being a life for the desert.
Many would give...
Even if complications arise.
The notion of an
Oh, that makes a. But there's.
Throughout this process, first, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And an exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a if you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That
Resource?
one possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into
Extracted? You mean.
With the technology of the Sumeru Academia, perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night, when no one is-
So. The human brain. Nope! Nah!
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar- Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of it, or perhaps, his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a-
Hyman's a little confused. Can they.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer. That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit. Extracting canned knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they turn to. However, I can't help but wonder, what do they seek to gain from divine knowledge? The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is the— I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the divine knowledge capsule.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden—
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods. Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress—
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Of course. The academia's action, whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has its boundaries. If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will be destroyed. This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for—
Not to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more— There is no shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Say—
Probably not. Paimon's not—
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. The divine knowledge capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take act—
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but—
Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of— Uniqueness is also an asset.
Wow, that's a great—
I'm just a more like— He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him— We'll work out our next step—